Hi children, good morning. Today we are going to deal with 5th unit of 10th class. Be reading Storeyed House. This was written by Marathi writer, well-known writer B.L.Bhavani S.A. He was very much concerned about Dalits who are in social injustice. So in the first part of Storeyed House, Bayaji, who belongs to Dalit family, he worked as a laborer in dockyard of Bombay. After his retirement, he got some post-retirement benefits. With that, he wanted to construct a new storeyed house at his ancestral village because his family is living in a very congested house. So he decided to build a new house. So he planned with his family members. He started construction. So now in part 2, what is going to happen while constructing the house? How was the house? What is going to happen? And all we will look into this part 2. Okay children, let's move to Be Reading Storeyed House 2. Children, now we will know about the author in detail. B.L.Bhavani S.A, born in 1938, is a well-known Marathi writer for his concern for Dalits, who are the victims of social injustice. He is known for his rustic style, crisp dialogues, and the tongue-in-cheek humor that often startle the readers. Elcott, 1982, and Varazdar, 1986, are his collections of short stories. Children, now we will know the meanings of some new words. Trenches, ditches dug in the ground. Ventured, took the risk of. Dizzy, confused. Flattered, spoke in a hesitating manner. Ruffians, violent, cruel men. Abandon, give up completely. Troops, companies of actors or singers. Engrossed, gave all attention to something. Observed. Thug, thug meaning violent criminal. Seasoned, having a lot of experience of doing something. Poise, pretending to. Ambience, environment or atmosphere. Swayed means moved. Refuge, shelter or protection. Frantic, wildly excited with pain or anxiety. Agony, great pain or suffering. Collapsed, fell down. Calamity, great and serious misfortune or disaster. Dampened, made sad or dull. Children, let's move to be reading The Storeyed House 2, part 1. Now we will read the story. It shows discrimination based on caste. It's in simple words to understand by everyone. Now we will start reading. The news that Bayaji was building a storage house spread like a cry from the rooftops. There was only one storage house in the village, and that belonged to Kundiba Patil. That Bayaji, an untouchable creature, should think of a rival storage house was too much for Kundiba to bear. Others also murmured that the untouchables were forgetting their position. Work on the foundation had started. Dattaram Vadir was given the contract of construction. The foundation trenches were filled with mud, bits of stone and other fillings. Work progressed with speed. One day, Bayaji saw Kundiba coming towards him and greeted him. "It's with your blessings that I have ventured on this storage house." Here, Bayaji started the foundation for his new house. Contractor was Dattaram Vadir, and he filled the trenches with mud. One day he saw Kundiba and he said, "This is all happened with your blessings." Baiju, you shouldn't lose your head simply because you have set aside some money. Do you aspire to an equal status with us by building this house? The poor should remain content with their cottage. Understand? Kundiba remarked rather sharply. Here, Kundiba is giving warning to Bayaji. No, Patil, please don't misunderstand me. Bayaji was a little dizzy with nervousness. How do you say that? One should keep to one's position. You shouldn't let a little money turn your head. I only wish to build a shelter for my family. Then I shall be free to breathe my last. Baji answered. Who says you shouldn't have a house? You can have a small house with 3 convenient portions, a veranda in the front and at the back, and the living section in the middle. Why spend unnecessarily on a storeyed house? Patil gave his counsel. No, but Baji flattered. Here, Baji is trying to convince Kundiba that he is just trying to build a storeyed house for his family. You may go in for a storeyed house only if you don't wish to stay in this village. I hope you know what I mean. Kundiba shot out as a warning and walked away. Other ruffians in the village threatened Bayaji in a similar manner. Out of fear, Bayaji had to abandon plans for the storeyed house. The conventional 3-portion house was taken up. Work was reassumed and the walls rose rapidly. The middle portion was a little elevated and a small first story fixed up there with a wooden flooring. This part could be reached by stairs rising from the kitchen. No one could guess from outside that there was a first story at the house. Baji had to make the best of things. At last, he completed the construction as he wished. The house was complete and the traditional housewarming ceremony was planned. Invitations were sent to relatives in different villages. The village elders, by convention, could not be invited to a meal or refreshments. So they were invited to the ceremonial pan supari. Baji put up a fine pandal in front of the house. His sons worked hard for 2 full days on the decorations. Relatives started arriving. Well-known devotional singers Kade Goenkar Buwa, Parasu Buwa, Kalekar Bapu Master, Jija Buwa and Vithoba of Wadgoen came with their troops. People looked forward with delight to the forthcoming contest among the various troops. Here, all are in happy mood to celebrate housewarming ceremony. In the evening, 4 Petromax lights were hung in the 4 corners of the pandal. It lent a unique golden yellow light to the surroundings. Guests were engrossed in conversation. Kundiba Patil was soon there. With him was the thug Bujaba and 4 or 5 seasoned rascals like Vitoba, Gaikute and Parasu Marthanda. These people felt uneasy at the sight of the brand new house, the impressive pandal and the crowd of smiling faces. Here, Kundiba Patil, along with his thugs, came over there to watch the ceremonial arrangements. Their eyes roved all over the place. Baji led them up the stairs in the kitchen. The first floor looked like a drawing room. The walls were radiant with blue oil paint. The fresh color gave out a pleasant smell. Framed pictures of great men like Lord Buddha, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, Karamveer Buarao Patil, Mahatma Jyotiba Phule, and others hung on the walls. The loft, like first floor, was filled with a poised and holy ambience. Bayaji spread a rough woolen carpet for Patil and the other high caste people. Patil sat quietly on that. His companions, rather uncomfortable, took their positions around him. Bayaji offered them the customary betel leaves. Patil accepted the leaves but immediately gave it back to Bayaji with the remark, "Yes, it's all very nice." "But why don't you accept the betel leaves?" Bayaji asked nervously. Bujaba smiled artificially and said, "It's enough that your offering is honored. Is it also necessary to eat it? We will make a move now." With this, Kundiba Patil, Bujaba and his companions rose to leave. As they came down, Bujaba fell as if he were tumbling down the stairs. They eyed one another as if to say, "This untouchable worm has got a swollen head. He needs proper handling." Bayaji fed all his guests with meal of sheera and puris, along with betel nuts. Items of gossip rolled over their tongues. And then the session of social devotional songs began. Here, children, Kundiba Patil and others refused to take the offering of Bayaji and they left. For all his guests, he served puris and sira along with betel nuts. And the guests were entertained with social devotional songs. Children, read the lesson twice to understand well. Thank you for watching. This is B.L.Bhavani, School Assistant English. We will meet in the next video.